Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Passed by Kayla, the slide, Kayla Caffey, kaboom! KCT, when you're struggling, it's Kayla Caffey time. Done by Alexi Rodriguez, Nebraska. Long shoot set, Schwarzenbach deals another. This one's had more plot twists than a novel.
All the Huskers, all the time. Here's your host, John Baylor, on the Huskers Radio Network. Hit us up on the text.
Greetings, Nebraska. Hello. Welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. I know what you're thinking. Hey, hold everything. Where is Sports Nightly? Where are Greg, Jessica? They will be with you in 1 hour. In fact, it'll be the Husker football coaches show in 1 hour. So don't go anywhere. So you're going to get plenty of Michigan State football talk. Bubba Smith, Plaxico Burress, Le'Veon Bell, Kirk Cousins. It's all coming up in 1 hour as the Huskers, Tony Mandrich, as the Huskers get ready for the big one on Saturday following the matinee between Nebraska Volleyball and Iowa. Meanwhile, we await the arrival of head coach John Cook, but a lot has been said and considered in the aftermath of Nebraska's near victory down in Oklahoma. One man's opinion, what made Nebraska so competitive on Saturday? Basically 0 turnovers. I know there was that crazy interception there, but frankly, that interception by Oklahoma helped Nebraska. It was 4th down. The guy should have let it hit the ground. I know it made Sports Center, and it was very impressive. But 4th down, if a guy throws a 20-yard pass, don't intercept it. Anyway, effectively 0 turnovers and the other challenges, self-induced, that Nebraska football had. And, hey, Huskers received a punt with a minute to go and 1 score from possibly winning that football game on the home turf at number 3. Takeaway from that ball game, if the Huskers can just go turnover free, even with the other challenges, they are right there against the number 3 team in the country. This Saturday, let's go turnover free. Let's just have a turnover free Saturday. One man's hope. Meanwhile, Nebraska Volleyball had some dreams answered last night. The 3-match losing streak over as the Huskers go into Evanston and win in 4. I know an 8 consecutive sweep streak came to an end. That's right. 8 consecutive matches against Northwestern, 3-0 all the way going back to 2013 came to an end as Northwestern was able to claim 1 set, the 3rd set, a deuce game, 25-23 last night. But the Huskers got some really nice offensive productivity from Kayla Caffey. No surprise there. The big middle, 6'2", 6 feet. All right, but boy, she plays like she's 6'5". With that vertical out of Chicago. Kayla Caffey, 12 kills, hit 6-4-7. But the big ones were the outside hitters. On the left, Maddie Kubik, 19 kills, hit 289. No surprise. She's been doing this, but not of late. And for her to hit 289 and get 19 kills when there were a lot of hands in her face, that shows that Maddie Kubik can be relied upon offensively once again. And then Lindsey Krause on the right side, 2nd match this year where she's had some big numbers. First one was against Utah, and now 15 kills, hitting 500 on the right. This freshman phenom from Omaha Skutt, with time, when she's allowed to stay on the floor, can really produce. We know she can produce defensively. Remember that UNO match? She had 10 blocks. A right side having 10 blocks in a single match, that doesn't happen, even though it went 5 sets. But in 4 sets last night, she had 15 kills, hit 500. Okay. So that's 2 pin hitters, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. We have 1 more on the left. The auditions are over. The coach has made that point. The auditions. So last night, Allie Batenhorst got the start. She had 200. Lexi Sun comes in, set 4. No kills, but 3 blocks. I thought she had 4 blocks. Fine. The official scorekeeper and I can disagree. 3 blocks in a single set for a left side blocker. That's a big night. That's a great night. Forget about a great set. So if Lexi Sun can return to her offensive form. Remember, she's a 2-time first-team All-Conference, a 2-time third-team All-American. A year ago, she hit about 242. It's a really solid left side attack percentage. If she can get back up there, currently she's under 200. Now we've got reliable left sides, reliable rights. We know these 5 aspirants who want to play on the left and right can do it. They've done it historically. These are remarkable talents. They've just to this point been inconsistent. That may be a euphemism, but last night we saw flashes. The second bit of big news is that Lauren Stivrins is practicing again. That's right, she's practicing again. She's jumping again. She's swinging again. Now, she's coming off back surgery, which means she hasn't been able to do a lot of lifting. Of late, she's been doing some, but there was a long stretch there over the summer. She couldn't do much lifting, if any, and she had, basically minimal workout ability because the back affects a lot. So when she returns, how close to the Lauren Stivrins we've known and relied upon the last 4 years will she be is the big question. And when can she return is the second question. But if she returns anywhere close to what she was prior to her injury, that with the new offensive prowess we're seeing on the left from Maddie Kubik and on the right from Lindsay Krause and perhaps Lexi's son, Allie Batenhorst on the left side in the near future, you throw in Lauren Stivrins, and this team looks a lot more promising than the one we saw over the prior 3 matches. I believe we have the head coach with us very, very shortly, so stay with us, and we'll bring on John Cook momentarily as the Big Red prepares to face Iowa, the 2 o'clock pregame prior to the Michigan State-Nebraska football game. Stay right there. We'll have the head coach on your weekly Nebraska Volleyball show. I know it's a moving target. It depends on the Husker volleyball schedule, what other conflicts there are. A lot of sports. Anyway, we try to make it Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. Because they traveled on Tuesday to get to Northwestern, we're doing it tonight at 6 o'clock. You want to chime in, you may. 402-413-2400. 402-413-2400. And the coach knows a lot about football. We'll discuss Michigan State football as well, time permitting. Meanwhile, buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. And Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. The head coach, when we continue, this is your Nebraska Volleyball Hour, and you at 402-413-2400. Next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Experience the highest levels of luxury at Woodhouse Lincoln, the Metro's exclusive Lincoln dealer. Our dedicated sales team is ready to guide you to your perfect vehicle. With a lineup of unique crossovers and SUVs, Lincoln offers insightful technologies, connectivity, and interior amenities, while you experience the highest sales satisfaction among all luxury brands. Visit Woodhouse Lincoln at 144th and Giles Road or online at woodhouselincoln.com.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every season presents a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, which is lean into every new opportunity. They focus on their roots and continue to stay tougher together with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperative leans on their values of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. Aurora Cooperative, tougher together.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Finally, it's time to tailgate, to find your spot in a sea of red, to get together with family and fans, and to share what makes Husker football season the best. This season, share Valentino's Tailgater tradition with their Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79 each. Order yours at valentinos.com. Some restrictions apply. See store for details. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red.
The game isn't just about winning or losing. It's about the snacks they share after they've used up all their energy in the field. It's the early morning practice before school and staying late after to get a couple more kicks in. It's the pride they feel for their team and the determination to always keep improving. Sure, the game isn't always about winning or losing, but when they've won the big game and celebration is in full swing, there's only one thing left for you to do. Get them home safe. Buckle up and back. Paid for by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from the Woodhouse Auto family this season. If the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, Woodhouse will give away an F-150. New contestants will be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family Kickoff Contest and official rules, go to woodhousekickoff.com. That's woodhousekickoff.com.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Did you ever buy something and get more than you expected? Emeritus offers insurance, employee benefits, and financial services, but we deliver so much more. The comfort of a human voice when you need it, the confidence of flashing a beautiful smile, the relief that your family can keep living the life they love, the serenity of knowing you've planned well and can enjoy life. That's what we really deliver. We call it fulfilling life. Emeritus. Insurance, employee benefits, financial services, and much more.
When you're ready to pursue a career-building college degree, go with the school you know and trust, the University of Nebraska. And if you need the flexibility, convenience, and affordability of an online degree program, you can go online with the University of Nebraska. With courses developed specifically for the online learner by our 4 regionally accredited NU campuses, it's a valuable online education for your very real-world future. Go to online.nebraska.edu to learn more.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
All right, welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show, a full hour, wall-to-wall volleyball. 402-413-2400. We bring on the head coach of Nebraska Volleyball, his 22nd season. They have flown by 4 national championships. John Cook, good evening.
Good evening, JB. How you doing?
Doing well. 43rd Ryder Cup. Whom are you rooting for?
USA.
Nice
USA.
Work. That's reassuring for a lot of listeners.
Yeah.
Except for those by satellite who may be from continental Europe. But this is kind of exciting. Of late, the U.S. has struggled in this event against Europe.
Yeah, I read an article today why U.S. has struggled, and one of the guys on the European team says just like playing Jim Rummy, you got a 1% chance. Just depends how it goes. Nothing you can do about it. If they play well, they play well. That was his answer.
I'm not following that answer, but
I know
it's got to be mental. I think now it's the U.S. players maybe they realize it's about time they win again. I mean they're individually as talented, at least as the Europeans, but as a team collectively, they've lost of late, and so they've got a lot of pressure as Europe has nothing to lose now. They've won so many in a row.
Yeah,
maybe that's part of it. You're a student of the mental game. When you have like a Connor Culp, when you have someone who's just mentally struggling, he's got the talent to kick the field goals, he's struggling. How do you work with a player who's in a slump?
That's a good question. Try to figure out why they're in a slump, build their confidence. I try to put them in situations, make them work out of it.
In practice?
Yeah, and then put them in situations you don't leave till you get this done. And, eventually it's like breaking a horse, they eventually, okay, I'm not going to win this battle, so I'll let them ride the horse.
So keep putting them in a situation, a game-like situation, over and over and over and over until they just feel success.
Yep. Eventually, and then you got to create so make sure they do get success. So, but sometimes it's like our trash can drill. You got to get out of it, and that's why it was named the trash can.
Tell us about the trash can drill again.
It was Lindsay Light. She was struggling, so we put her. I said, "You're going to do this drill. You got to hit your way out of it, and you got to win it. Start at 10-10. We played at 15, and took 35 minutes later, she finally won it, and then went over to the trash can and lost her lunch, and that's why we call it the trash can.
Lindsay Light, now former great Husker, 2010, 11, 12, is doing what I consider the toughest and most important job in our culture. She's a teacher, but she's a kindergarten teacher, and I'm guessing that she has great success. Do you know why I guess that?
Why is that?
She's 6'5".
Yeah.
Teaching kindergartners.
Yeah.
I think she's got them focused. They're not messing around in that class.
No, I remember when she first got here, hey, what do you want to major in? She goes, I want to be a teacher, elementary school teacher. And now she's doing it, so it's pretty cool. She plays in volleyball leagues with my coaches and grad guys. And
she still got it?
She's still playing volleyball. Her and Allison McNeil and
nice
bunch. But I think Lisa Reitzma plays. I mean, they got spikes over here. They got indoor and outdoor. And they have all these leagues, and Jalen and all my grad guys play and all that. And
those are big old mixers. If you're single, not for long.
Right. Katie Ralston's plays in it, and
nice.
There might be more that I don't even know about.
With all these ex-Huskers, the rest of us won't play. I mean, we're tired of being humbled. We want to have a little success ourselves.
Yeah, they have fun.
And, Jordan's taught all these volleyball players, hey, you just go until you drop. Jordan's the Tom Brady of volleyball. She's just going to keep going.
She is the Tom Brady of volleyball.
She's, 34?
Yeah.
Is 34 playing outside hitter at a world-class level equivalent to 44 playing quarterback in the NFL?
No question.
Say more.
Yeah, no question.
That's comparable. It's a comparable feat because there's just so much involved. Quarterbacks can kind of avoid contact if they're really smart.
Yeah, it's just, what Tom Brady's doing is incredible, but what Jordan's doing is just as incredible.
You can't avoid having to work really, really hard if you're playing the sport of volleyball at that age.
Right, but what's interesting, they both approach it the same way. Jordan's very particular about how she takes care of herself, her rehab, her training, all that stuff. I read a quote. She's lifting harder than she's ever lifted, and feels great and played great. So there you go. At 34, lifting harder than she's ever lifted.
She made a statement recently. Family right now is more important than volleyball. What's going on with Jordan?
She's 34.
She just got married. You don't think she's gonna come back and play in 3 years in Paris?
No. I think she's.
I hope you're wrong, Coach.
I think she's Her plan is to play in China, which she'll probably be heading there pretty quick, and then the Pro League in the spring that she played in last year. You know, she's kind of the front and center of that Pro League, and it sounds like they're going to do that again unless something changes, and then hang it up. But who knows, you know? Money talks. And
so many people ask me, what can ex-Huskers, ex-elite Division I volleyball players make professionally? And then how many months a year are these leagues?
Well, it depends on the league. China's season's shorter than, so Kelsey Robinson's going to Japan 6 months. European teams usually go like Jazz Sweets in Czechoslovakia. I mean, that started in late July, will go all the way to April. So it just depends on what country you're in and the league that you're in, and the length of it. So China's a great option because it's only about a 3-month season. Now you got to go to China in the winter, and so that's tough. But they pay really well. That's why Jordan goes there, because it's a shorter season.
$250,000 for 3 months?
Oh no, they make more than that.
More than that for 3 months.
Yeah.
It's a nice. And then they can play in another league, right?
Yeah, if they go to China, they can, and that's what Kelsey did last year. She played in China for 3 months and then came back and went to Turkey. So, yeah, the salaries depend on, again, what level you're at. So Jazz is probably making 2,000 euros a month, but gets everything covered. So
it's better than an exchange student.
More than I made when I started working, teaching. You know, I'm sure there's years Jordan's made $1 million a year.
My first broadcasting gig, $1,200 US a month, not euros, US. Oh, and $75 a game. How much did you get paid at Francis Parker High School?
First contract was $10,000.
$10,000 the whole year.
$10,000 the whole year.
And you had to coach on the side.
I thought I was.
You're rolling in it.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I'm
Wendy's
getting paid
thinking,
to
hey,
teach.
this guy's got it going.
Right. That's yeah. I was just happy to have a job, and you got insurance, so got insurance, a job, and then they ended up giving me an apartment on the campus and rented to me for $125 a month. They had an extra apartment. I said, I'll take it.
Sweet.
So,
they deducted that out of the $10,000.
Right out of the $10,000. So there you go.
And then beach volleyball on the weekends in San Diego.
It's pretty nice.
Free.
Yeah,
La Jolla.
it's 10-minute drive down.
And that was free.
Beach. Yeah.
Last night, you got some encouraging signs from your offense as Nebraska defeated Northwestern in 4. Now, Northwestern is not to be confused with Penn State, Minnesota, or Wisconsin. I want your opinion in a moment on just how good they are, because I'm perplexed. But when you hit 308 after hitting 205 up until that point this season, you got to be encouraged.
Well, we were encouraged, and we got in a pretty good rhythm last night. And, you know, Nicklin set a pretty good game. So it's just a combination of those things, you know. And we passed the ball pretty well. And you know, Northwestern's good. They're gonna knock some people off. Jalen told me last night, you know, because he dates the assistant coach. I mean,
That's supposed to be private, I think, but
okay, yeah.
That's okay.
Well, they're very good friends.
All right, they're friendly. They've been in touch. They know each other.
Yeah. But I guess that's the only time we played them. I haven't looked that far in the schedule, but that was our one shot to play them. So.
And you think they've got potential because they're 5-7, but they've got an elite left side hitter that you really held in check.
Two elite
and
left side hitters.
Yeah, where did she come from?
Yeah,
she torched.
She's been there. And then their middle transfer from BYU is really good.
She saw Leilani Dodson.
Yeah,
she's solid.
She hit some shots last night that were really good.
Ella Gerbach, who's Elvis's daughter.
Yeah, she's been there with about 10 years.
Yeah, and she's finally looking strong. She hasn't played a whole lot, but she looks solid. Hit almost 300.
Yeah.
Setter's 6'3".
Yeah.
So she's got to watch herself in doorways.
Yeah, she was a top recruit.
She's a left. I mean, and Megan Miller's your libero.
Yeah.
I mean, they seem pretty solid.
I know.
Like they're off to a slow start given the talent level there.
I know. I don't understand that, you know, but I don't understand our issues either.
Tell
Everybody's got issues.
How surprised are you with
so Utah beats us, goes to Boise State and loses, goes back to BYU, loses, and then knocks off Washington last night. I mean, welcome to college volleyball. This is the way it's going to be. And
more parity.
Yeah. And then I saw some other crazy, and there's just been some
Colorado
crazy
lost to Washington State. Washington State's not even getting any votes.
I know. And Colorado was in the top 25. They got, I think it was 3-0.
Yeah.
So
smoked.
I know Louisville is good right now. Boy, we'll see how they keep going.
They're really solid.
Stanford is going to be a handful. They're pretty good.
Katie Baird is as difficult to stop as any outside hitter I can
but they went to
recall.
Kentucky and lost.
Yeah.
And then Creighton beat Kentucky 3-0, and we beat Creighton 3-0. So
Creighton wants to completely forget the Nebraska match. They don't know what happened that night. The moon was in its waxing phase. I mean, people are still perplexed. What happened that night to Creighton?
Well,
but Nebraska, I mean, that was your finest hour this season, I trust.
Yeah, we really played well that night. Trying to capture that again.
Is it that elusive? Yeah, it comes and goes, and there's not much you can do as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're trying to figure it out. That's what you do as a coach.
I can see like a basketball coach saying, free throw shooting, there's just not much we can do. I mean, what do? You can't do much. But I would just think in volleyball, there are a lot of elements. Sure, it's fluid. Everything's kind of a lot of moving parts, but there's some things you can really control. But when it comes to digging and passing, maybe passing is the thing I'm talking about here. You just don't know what kind of a night your passers are going to have.
Right.
And that dictates so much.
Right.
So it makes you feel like there's so much beyond your control, and that's got to be frustrating.
Right, and that's why we try to build the lineup to be our best passing lineup, but some nights it hasn't been, so it causes problems. Because it's hard to change your passing lineup,
You hit 308 last night. What letter grade would you give your passers? That attack percentage, I would think you'd give an A- something, but for some reason I thought Nicklin was scrambling, and they were out of system a lot last night.
I thought it was pretty good, actually. Yeah, we passed almost a 2.6, which is it's about where we've been passing. We've outpassed by a small margin Stanford. We outpassed actually Louisville, so you got to look at what their setters are doing too. But the serving in college volleyball has gotten really good. I mean, it's just people thump it, and we thump it, and it's hard to pass. It'd be a great passing team.
Is that the biggest change between the mid-'90s and now in volleyball?
The
serve is so much tougher.
Yeah.
And it's a new serve. They hadn't really even invented this jump float back in the mid-'90s.
Right. Everybody's just stood and floated. Now it's a jump float. And
the jump float doesn't require a lot of athleticism, correct? So they could have been done back then, just no one had invented it yet.
Nobody invented it.
What do you mean no one had invented it? No one had figured out that this serve is a lot tougher to pass than the other serves they were using back then?
I wonder who did figure it out.
Boy, because it just kind of crept in. What do you think? 02, 03, 04?
It seems about that. I'm sure it probably came from the men, probably.
And now it's been perfected, and it's tougher than ever. So it's a little more athletic than it used to be, but it's like basically a knuckleball. It's like this soap bubble that floats and moves around, and you got to pass. And passing is so delicate that any little movement, you don't know where the ball's going.
Right. No, you're right. Kendall Kipp at Stanford, she's had the toughest serve I've seen all year. I mean, it was.
What makes it so tough?
Well, she's 6'5".
Yeah, that helps.
It's coming down, and it is got heat. And you're just lucky to get your arms on
and horizontal movement. It's not just coming at you.
Up and down, side to side, up and down. I mean, it's moving everywhere.
And Temi Thomas Ailara is one of the country's leaders in aces for Northwestern last night. She got an early ace, but that was it.
Yeah.
You figured it out. But she's got an old-fashioned jump serve.
Yeah. She brings the heat. And but we're really good. Last year we got caught. I don't remember what match it was. We hadn't prepared for jump serves, and all of a sudden somebody brings out a jump serve, and like, okay, we're not prepared for this, and it causes a little bit of problem. But so now we work on it every day, because you don't see it a whole lot, but you don't want to get surprised by it. So we handled her pretty good, but we train it every day and have been since the
grad
first
assistants,
day.
Those guys.
That's what you got the guys for. They all know how to jump serve.
They're not just here to get their masters and sports administration. Right. They're here to actually show us the jump serve.
A lot of reps.
Nice. How many guys, grad assistants, do you have in practice? 3?
We have 4 grad assistants this year, just because COVID we had ones coming in and guys got backed up. So
Yeah. Super seniors?
Yeah, we have some super seniors.
Didn't want to leave.
Some of them feel like they've been there for 5 years.
Kept an extra year of eligibility.
Yeah.
I want those extra years of eligibility.
Yeah.
Now, what do they do during matches? Video?
We have two of them work with Tyler on the charting the other team, and then Kelly watches the offense. She's our volunteer coach. Any of their guys are just back there hanging out.
402-413-2400. It's John Cook. He and I are just kind of hanging out right now. My name's John Baylor, and I want to get your thoughts on just how good Louisville is. You can guess how good Wisconsin is. Heck, you've watched them pretty closely for 4 years, and they've been pretty tough on the Huskers. And then you saw Texas last year, and that was one of the most physical teams I've ever seen from my vantage point. If those three right now are playing for the national championship, and I can't think of another team that belongs with that group right now, and I haven't seen Pittsburgh, so I'm not sure. Whom do you pick?
Well, I've seen Louisville live. They're really good. What we don't know now, it's easy to come in and play with no expectations. Now we'll see how they do in conference when they got everything to lose now. So they had nothing to lose a week ago. Now they got everything to lose. Like, oh, we're pretty good, and I know how it feels. It's a different feel when you come in and just, but they want to win a championship in their conference and try to get a seed for the tournament, maybe even a top 4 seed. I mean, now you're dealing with pressure every week because you don't want to blow it. So we'll see how they do. Texas is used to it, and Wisconsin obviously is used to it.
402-413-2400. If you want to talk to the head coach, John Cook, on your Nebraska Volleyball Show. The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first. 18 brands, 16 convenient locations. Simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy online at woodhouse.com. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. For the 4th year in a row, the University of Nebraska system ranked as one of the top 100 institutions worldwide in earning U.S. patents. The NU system was granted 38 patents, and of those, 27 were awarded to UNL researchers. The result? New startup companies, jobs, and university-licensed products that grow Nebraska's economy.
Double espresso for Matt, large ice mocha for Greg, $2,022 for Katie. Oops.
Everybody's mind is on the Nebraska Lottery's Powerballs Rockin' 15 promotion. Until September 25th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket and enter for a chance to be one of 15 to win $2,022 and a chance to win $1 million.
Sorry for the mix-up, Katie. Here's your latte.
Forget the coffee. Where's my $2,022?
Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Don't let the cold winter worry you. As Nebraska's leading supplier of propane, you can count on Sapp Brothers to keep your family warm this winter. You're like family, and your safety is the #1 priority of Sapp Brothers. When it comes to your propane needs, Sapp Brothers has you covered. Visit www.sappbros.net/petroleum to find your local Sapp Brothers propane expert. Celebrating 50 years of fueling America's heartland and welcoming guests, Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Husker Athletics.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. HighBid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to HighBid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit DeToe Subaru at 27th Street and Jamie Lane in Lincoln or DeToeSubaru.com. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and a new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Hey, Husker fans, if you're looking for an exciting new career as part of your pandemic recovery, Iowa has over 75,000 job openings in industries such as healthcare, advanced manufacturing, construction, IT, and ag. IowaWorks.gov has more information about job openings, earn while you learn apprenticeships, and exciting training and scholarship opportunities. Find your next great job in Iowa. They've got a solid game plan, a bright future, and want you on their team. www.iowaworks.gov.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes! Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything, game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Greg Sharpe in the wings. He's interviewing a Husker football coach. Greg, who are we interviewing tonight? Barrett Ruud. All-time tackling leader still for the Huskers? How about that? That guy could rap and roll.
Lincoln Southeast High School.
Nice. Very nice. How close was Bo to breaking his brother's tackling record? Not even. All right, let's drop that. We were on a roll there until I had to bring that up. Michigan State. Give me your all-time starting 22. Bubba Smith at defensive line. Plaxico Burress is a wide receiver. Kirk Cousins. Maybe Tony Banks at quarterback.
Those are some big names.
Tony Mandrich. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a bust. But he was good in college.
Yeah.
And then Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, that guy was really good.
He was stud. What do you think, Huskers this weekend?
JB, I haven't really looked at much. I got to talk to Greg after the show here to get all the details. What's going on. Huskers need it's a big game. This is a a huge game for football, and
they're calling their stadium the Woodshed. That's the new thing.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
anyway, it's a big game, and every week's a big game. But they need to get a couple wins, just get some momentum.
Here is Mike in Omaha. Greetings, Mike. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show with the head coach, John Cook. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Coach, when I watched that Stanford game on the Pac-12 Network, and the commentator is his name Don Shaw, former great coach there?
Yeah, he's former coach there.
Yeah, and it was, I enjoy listening to Lauren and JB, and you gave a lot of good stuff. And it was just a lot to learn there, especially for a guy like me that doesn't know too much about volleyball. And one thing he really stressed was that with a good set, you can really exploit the height difference, with the hitter and the opposing setter, who's much shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, the case for them. And it made me think of the double, what do they call it, the double sub?
Right.
And I remember years ago after the London Olympics, I asked you if they'd kept Metcalf on the team for the double sub and they had some other girl, would that have made a difference? And you felt it might have won him the gold medal. Am I right?
That is correct.
Walk through that. Hold on. If Nancy Metcalf had been double subbed more often and blocked in the front right, we win gold in Athens?
Yeah, they took Taiba Hanif instead.
Interesting.
But Nancy could get kills, and that's what you need, a double sub, somebody that can come in and get kills. But we did a little double subbing last night.
Exactly, and I'm watching Lowenstein, and you made some incredible statements, and even Lauren did, about her ability to really clobber the ball. And I remember asking you about, do we have any hitters like Fecky, because we got so much depth, and you didn't think so. And I'm looking at this girl, and she might be a Fecky-like hitter, right? We got to cut down the unforced errors, obviously.
Yep, but she has the potential to be big time, and she hasn't played a lot of high-level volleyball. She basically played in a okay club team in Waverly High School, so she really, she's a freshman and is really learning. But boy, she does some fun stuff to watch.
But do you plan on using the double set more often, particularly with the depth you have, maybe at right side hitter?
Yeah, we've talked about going to a 6-2, but the problem with that is I can't get Kenzie Knuckles in or Keonile, and those two guys are difference makers. So, it's and then you lose your rhythm. It's hard to keep a rhythm in a 6-2. So, anyway, we're still all over the place. So we have options, and so we'll keep messing around until we feel like we get the right one.
Thanks, Mike. For all 6'2" believers, what year was the last team to win a national championship running that offense?
There you go. It was 2002 or 3?
2004. Well, in 03 and 04, USC won it back-to-back years with a two-setter offense.
Yeah, I think, was April Ross on that team?
Yeah, she might have had something to do with it, too.
Keo Burdine.
Keo Burdine.
They could have ran whatever they wanted, and they would have been fine.
Three-setter offense. Yeah. With that bunch. Here's Jerry in Omaha. Jerry, welcome. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen. Being able to watch and follow Nebraska volleyball is truly a pleasure. I'd like to ask about the subject of tooling the block. It seems sometimes we don't do it as well as we might, or perhaps when we could, and so I'd like to know how much time you spend working on it or training it, and secondly, how difficult a skill is that to become efficient at? Thank you for your response, and I'll listen off the air.
So we work on it every day in practice that we jump and hit. So like today we didn't jump and hit, so we didn't work on it, but tomorrow we will. So every day we jump and hit, we work on it. You watched Maddie Kubik last night, who's been here now in her third year. She used the block quite a bit last night, and our freshmen are still trying to figure it out. So it's a difficult skill. Jordan Larson makes it look really easy because she's just so experienced and sees the block so well. So it's very difficult because you have to track a moving ball. You've got to get your body to that moving ball, and then you got to try to hit around the block or use the block. So it's an acquired skill. Some players never get it because they just don't have the vision. But the ones that have vision get really good at it. And then you look at smaller players. Like if you look at the Japanese national team, I mean, they rely on it because they're so much smaller. So as we say, the block is our friend, and we want to try to use it. But we're still hitting into the block too much, which gets us blocked down. So there's a fine line between tooling it, not hitting into it, and then making sure you do hit it and not miss completely, which we've done a lot of that this year, where we swing for the hands and completely miss, and it goes out of bounds.
Is Maddie Kubik one of your best tool hitters ever?
Yeah. She's up there. I mean, Ani Albright was great. Fecky was great. Those are a couple that recently that were really good. Kelsey Robinson was the master. I mean, she was a master at it.
And you're aiming at the outside hand so the ball caroms out of bounds, last touch by the defense.
Outside hands, inside hands, in between the hands, try to hit their elbows. I mean, you know, Jalen on our staff, we use him to demo. He's really good because he's small and he loves to hit, and he was a hitter at one point, so he's really good. I mean, it's like magic.
We got the emails coming in. We got, John, I live in Hawaii. Is there any chance coming to Hawaii for an indoor match?
No, we'll be there. Our plan is to go in the spring for beach, but we start school before we start playing, so it's about a 4 to 5 day trip to do it right. And we just can't miss that much school with all the other school we have to miss for the Big Ten Conference. So it's pretty much impossible for us to go in the fall. But we love Hawaii. They love us, and that's why we go take the beach team over there during spring break in March, so we don't miss any school.
And then it's tough to get you to come back in the spring. You got plenty of time.
Yeah, you're hoping your flight gets canceled there.
Are we going to start running more combo plays to open up hitters to only face two hands?
Yeah, we did a bunch last night.
Like crisscrosses and stuff?
We did a bunch last night. It worked very effectively. So, yeah.
Email is very efficient. They just type it and boom, they don't have to come on and say hello.
I know.
It's the new way of communicating. The younger generation, they love this sort of not email, but texting. That's what they do.
It's the text alert thing, or
when young people hear sound, it's like they're uncomfortable. It's like they just want to text all the time. Just keep it quiet and keep it efficient. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Yeah.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. Stay up to date with the most current and latest news by following the Huskers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and more. These social media homes provide the fastest daily updates on everything surrounding Nebraska athletics, including game times, results, ticket promotions, prize giveaways, and more. Log on to also follow several sport-specific pages and Husker head coaches. Join today and interact with thousands of Husker fans around the world. Visit huskers.com/social media to see all of our accounts.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it is safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief, nutrition, or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Valley 365 is here, and the time is now to take your farming technology full circle. Valley 365 is the ultimate command center, the new single sign-on platform that brings together our tried and true technology and streamlines your entire operation. Combining the best features of AgSense, Valley Scheduling, Valley VRI, and Valley Insights, Valley 365 is the next-level solution for connected crop management. Leverage your data, make the most of your time, and own your tomorrow. Contact your Valley dealer today.
Shop with confidence at Woodhouse Ford. Take advantage of our current offers and vast inventory selection with features you want at a smart price. Schedule a test drive today or shop online with our streamlined sales process. We make it easy to shop, finance, and purchase in person or online at woodhouseford.com. Choose your experience and find your next vehicle at Woodhouse Ford in Blair, Omaha, or Plattsmouth.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row Townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. The Rural Fellows Program doubled their average number of participating students this year, putting UNL student interns to work in 17 Nebraska communities for the summer. Interns use their skills to get real-world experience on a variety of projects, from mapping out trail systems to creating promotional videos to researching and documenting local history.
Welcome back. About 3 more minutes of your Nebraska Volleyball show. Barrett Ruud has arrived. He's in the wings. Greg Sharpe. Those two will chat about the Michigan State game coming up. Do not go anywhere. Megan Miller, touching scene after the match last night. She loses her mother, and we remember her mom. She was young, and all the matches, and the Huskers go up after the match, bring a couple bouquets of flowers, and just hug Megan, and she's a puddle. It was a beautiful scene.
Yeah, it was. That was Lauren Stivrins. That morning, before the match, she asked if we could get flowers, and then she wanted to do it before the match, and we contacted the Northwestern coaches and said, our players are going to do this, what would be the best? And they said, let's wait till after, which made a lot of sense. And
she had no idea?
No idea. And I texted her today, and she just, it really meant a lot to her. And so it's pretty cool. They have a great bond with our players, and they're still really tight. I think they still do stuff in the summers together, but a tragic deal with her mom, and her mom was her high school coach, and great family, and really, really tough deal.
Given the context, what I'm about to say is irrelevant. Do you remember, though, how many digs Megan Miller had for the Huskers against Illinois in the national semifinal?
I do not remember that.
19.
Wow. Yeah, she can play. I just remember her serving run at Minnesota. Do you remember that?
10
straight points in the fifth game.
And she was serving for Northwestern last night on match point for Nebraska, and there was 9. The difference was 9, and I'm like, Megan can do it. she served 10 in a row against Minnesota. This one's not over yet.
Yeah, you said that on that.
Did.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
She's a great player. Is a great player.
Yeah.
And that team is going to scare some folks. But that was a really special moment. You don't see that a lot. That visible love among players who are former teammates and now competitors against each other. It's a special sport. You just, in part because there's all this connection that's required to have success. So they really depend on each other. And I think the fact they're women is another issue. When you speak to everything I'm trying to get to here.
Yeah, I mean, but Megan came in with Nicklin in that group, and they formed bonds that really last for a lifetime. And Megan transferred for one of the reasons she wanted to be closer to home, and she wanted to be a starting libero, and she was worried if that was going to happen here, and this worked out great for her. I mean, she's got a great role and a great team, but they still stay connected, but some of them went to the memorial service that they had when it was back in the summer, and some parents went. I mean, it's not just the players. I mean, there's parents that were connected as well. So sad deal, but very thoughtful by our players to come up with that.
2 o'clock Saturday matinee against Iowa. We'll see you then, Coach. Thanks.
Where are we at 2 o'clock?
Matinee, because there's a football game later that day.
Right.
Michigan State.
Great day for Husker sports.
Bubba Smith, maybe the all-time greatest Spartan, along with Steve Garvey and Kirk Gibson. Don't forget the baseball Spartans.
Wow.
Those are some good names.
Yeah.
Talk to you Saturday. Football next. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I would say that the reputation of I3 Bank is stellar. It is one of integrity.
Carmen Tapio, President and CEO of North End Teleservices and I3 Bank customer.
It is one of honesty. It is one of following through with what they say that they're going to do, and that is an amazing relationship to have in banking today.
Supporting local Nebraska businesses for nearly 100 years, I3 Bank, intelligent banking. Visit i3.bank to hear more of Carmen's story. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Whew. Sometimes being an office printer feels like I'm competing in an Olympic sport. Thankfully, I have Marco's Managed Print Services on my team. Marco's game plan helps me make big plays while saving big bucks. And Marco's lightning fast tech support gets me back in the game fast. I'm up. Find out what your printers could be saying with Marco's Managed Print Services at marconet.com.
Live from Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Nebraska Football Show.
Davis is the back. They turn, fake the handoff, looking right, and gets hit and dropped. A sack on the corner blitz from Quentin Newsome back at the 22-yard line. His first career sack sets up 3rd and long. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Irvin behind Martinez in a pistol. 4th and 2 from the 4. Hickman in motion from right to left. Lines up as a wing, turn. Fake the handoff. Adrian keeps himself, slides through a tackler. He dives. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska.
All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down. Here is your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you, and welcome to our football show for the week. Tonight, Inside Linebackers coach Barrett Ruud will join us. If you want to be a part of the program, our phone lines are wide open for you, 402-413-2400. You can also use that number to text us if you would rather communicate with us that way. And also, we're up on our YouTube stream. If you want to get in the chat room there and fire off a question, too, we'll check that out as the night moves on as well. Kind of want to congratulate you, but it wasn't a win. And I know that this team's not happy with that anymore, but that was a heck of an effort on Saturday.
You know, it was a good, as far as playing complimentary football, I thought we did a nice job of playing complimentary football. You know, knowing you're playing Oklahoma at home, as high scoring as they are, we knew it was a team effort to hold them down points-wise, and that's what we did. You know, the offense controlled the ball really well. You would have loved to see them finish some drives off a little bit more with more points. And, defensively, you'd love to see us get off the field more on 3rd down. But as far as executing a team game plan, we were fairly happy with that, as far as not giving them explosives, making them earn every yard, and then the offense, playing pretty much a ball control style, which put us in a position to get a win. And unfortunately, we just didn't convert enough plays to get it done.
Their longest play was 23 yards. How'd you do that?
It was a big emphasis, and it's a big emphasis every week to play things top down, to make them throw it short and to tackle. I think our guys did a great job with their eyes this week. We preached that all week, that there's a lot of trickery with Oklahoma. There's a lot of creativity. You had to be really good with your keys, really, we called it patient eyes. If your key, potentially went a different direction, you couldn't just snap your eyes off them right away. You had to be patient with your eyes. So I thought the defensive backs especially did a really good job playing with patient eyes. And then, we kept in front of them. And in addition to that, like I said, holding them down at points was equally, if not more so, on the play of our offense. Our offense had 0 turnovers, put us in 0 short fields. And I don't think they had 1 3-and-out the whole game either. So it's a lot easier to play defense when you have to go the length of the field.
You had a 3-and-out after they had the pick near the goal line. That was big because it gave the offensive ball a short field, and they took advantage and scored. Then the kickoff, and I think they started at the 8, had a false start, started at the 4. Had to be a little disappointing not to choke that drive off earlier than you did. You didn't let them score, but they got the ball out to your midfield.
No, if I was going to point out what was disappointing overall on defense, poor on 3rd down, really did not tackle well. And then that 4-minute drive at the end of the game was extremely disappointing because, like you said, I don't know if there was 4 minutes or 5 minutes left, but in our minds it was a 4-minute drive where, we had to get off the field. And like you said, it would have given our offense a short field. And the goal of their offense right there is to get a couple first downs. And they did that, and we forced them to punt, but it was after a couple minutes got taken off and we used some timeouts. And it's hard to go the length of the field with no timeouts. And, unfortunately, we didn't get off the field earlier.
Now, you say you didn't tackle well, but those are great athletes. I mean, that's the most athletic team we've seen all year. That's part of it, right? I mean, you're being hard on the guys, but that's part of it.
Well, you're going to miss more tackles against good players, but at the same time, it wasn't like those guys were in bad positions or were put in a spot where they couldn't have made the tackle. I just think it was overall a little bit sloppier than we needed it to be. And I think for the most part, when those guys reviewed the film, they saw themselves that, there's a couple good plays they made, but I think more of it was on us. More of it was on us with our leverage, with our techniques. And, just because you're playing a good team, you can't change your techniques. And, we've been pretty solid tackling all year. I thought this was probably our poorest tackling game.
You were such a great tackler in your own right, the best that this school's ever had, and then you transferred that into the NFL. playing the better athletes, technique's just that's it, right? You better be technically sound or you're going to be embarrassed.
You better be technically sound, and I think a lot of it goes back to knowing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, so you can be very precise, be sudden, and when you play really good players, you have to be the aggressor too, and you don't want to wait on anything. And I don't think our guys were waiting on anything, but we were just a little bit, I think, and some of it, in all honesty, had to do with what Oklahoma does on offense. There's so much trickery, so many gadget plays that you are a little bit slow at times to react because there's so many issue routes. So the run game, and we were okay giving up a little bit in the run game, but we had to make sure instead of having a 3-yard gain, we had too many 7-yard gains from sloppy tackling.
Sam in our YouTube chat room wants to know if there's anybody in your room right now that reminds you of you.
Well, I hope I'm forming habits that are similar to mine. I really do. Everything that I believed in as a player, I'm pushing off to these guys. And a lot of that stuff was stuff that I learned on my own. A lot of the stuff was I learned from coaches, from my dad, from future Hall of Fame players. So what I'm proud at with my guys is I think there's some similarities as far as me where I'm making them very habit-oriented. They all got routines, whether they like it or not. They know what they're doing all day. So that part, I think they are starting to be a little bit like me as far as being kind of finicky and kind of habit-oriented.
Luke Reimer, Conference Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. How well is he playing?
He's playing well. He's playing well right now. I thought, obviously, he played very well versus Buffalo when he was, Big Ten Player of the Week. Made some game-changing plays, and he has the ability to make those game-changing plays every week. With him, I think it's, being really consistent with his keys, with his eyes, and then every now and then he gets a couple, tackling, he'll drop his head a little bit. That's a habit we're trying to break with him, but he's getting better all the time, and he's been a guy I think's really embraced what I was talking earlier about habits. I mean, he's done a great job preparing, I think, especially the last month or so. So, he needs just to sustain that.
You convinced him to walk on. How long did it take before you go, this guy can really help us?
Probably the first individual drill we ever did this summer.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, shows how good of an evaluator I am as a recruiter, because a guy that lived 10 minutes away, we got as a walk-on. He's probably going to be an all-conference type guy at some point. But no, literally it was day one.
Yeah.
You saw the way he moved. You're like, okay, this guy's going to play football here. And I think it goes back to the tradition of Nebraska. I mean, we've had so many great walk-ons. My old linebacker coach, Jimmy Williams, was a walk-on here and played 12 years in the NFL, and his situation was different. His school, there was a fire that burnt down. This was obviously way before Huddle. So at his school, there was a fire that burnt the entire school down and burnt up all of the film.
Whoa.
So nobody had film on Jimmy. And I don't know how somebody found out about it from Nebraska, but obviously got him to walk on here, and the rest is history. But nowadays, I think a fire wouldn't stop anything from getting some Huddle tape out.
So you grew up here. So when you were growing up, who were your favorites? Who were your Huskers you go, man, I like watching him play?
Oh, Mike Brown was probably my all-time favorite Husker, because he was around when I was early high school, maybe freshman, sophomore type years, and watching him play. Especially 1999, I think it was. I mean, he was phenomenal that year. So I always loved watching him play defense. The Grant Wistroms, loved watching him. When I was younger, I liked the running backs. It pains me to say, but Damon Benning, I like watching Damon Benning.
Sure.
Damon, Lawrence Phillips, Amon Green, all those guys when I was younger. And then it sort of transitioned to defense as I got a little older.
Did you play? You probably did play some offense in high school.
Yeah, no, I was a better offensive player in high school, really. Yeah, I was way more comfortable running the ball. I played both ways at Southeast, but I was much more comfortable running the ball back then than playing defense.
Matt Davison says, going back to your Mike Brown, that was his favorite teammate, was Mike Brown, just because of the way he prepared himself to play and the way he played. I can see why you would be attached to him.
Yeah, and he was a guy that I think when I was being recruited at Nebraska, I mean, it wasn't really hard to recruit me, but what they would always say is, we're looking for leaders, we're looking for guys like Mike Brown, and even when he got to the the next level with the Bears, You know, I knew some guys from that organization. He was extremely well respected in Chicago too. So he was one of those guys that just did everything the right way on and off the field. And you know, he's a guy that coaches are always searching for.
You mentioned you went to Southeast. They're playing East tonight. Big rivalry. Was that the big rival, or was South? Because Southwest had just opened, or hadn't even opened when you.
No, yeah, that was the deal, and at least in the city, it was.
Yeah.
You know, Northeast was probably a little bit more of a basketball rivalry earlier on for us, but
right.
East Southeast was always a big deal in the city. Yeah, it was before Lincoln Southwest, so you know Southwest was Southeast back then. You know, so we had a really good team back then, but East inner city was definitely the biggest matchup.
Give me the scout on Alex Gordon.
As a football player?
Yeah.
So he was really a natural football player, played wide receiver and cornerback. And funny story, the play that saved our state championship season, Alex Gordon was our long snapper and Jake Muleisen was our punter.
No kidding.
So we had two Husker captains as the specialists, and actually Alex on that particular one, you know, he snapped it with one hand. And I don't think he missed one all year, but in the state finals with 2 minutes to go, he snapped one that was, no lie, probably 11 feet in the air, and Jake one-handed it, you know, being 6'4" and basketball player, and one-handed it and got off a good punt. So, yeah, but no, Alex was he was a great football player that didn't try very hard at it, in all honesty. It's always funny because I laugh because he was probably the most known for his work ethic in Major League Baseball. That was kind of what he's known for. And yeah, it wasn't like that for football. He just showed up and played. He had fun. But no, he was a great player. He could catch. He could run. He was tough. He could tackle. He probably could have played Division I football.
Was that championship game here?
Oh, yeah. Creighton Prep, 2001.
Here in the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. That seemed like that was quite a while ago. You're getting a little older.
Yeah, it's about 20 years ago, actually. Probably 20 years ago this year. So, yeah, it is getting old.
All right, let's talk. We talked about Luke in your inside group there. Nick Henrich has also played a lot of football for you into the first 4 games. Where's he at on the scale, and what's still the ceiling for him?
Yeah, I mean, same deal with Nick. I mean, I think he's got great habits right now. He works extremely hard in practice. He's a guy that, we referenced Mike Brown earlier. He's a guy that just loves football, always has energy, positive, fun to be around. So from an attitude perspective, I mean, he's exactly what you're looking for as a player and a teammate. And he's only getting better on the field. And that's what's fun. I mean, those guys are both young players. They're young players, and they're getting a lot of playing time early on. And, I'm excited for them for the rest of this year and for their careers.
Well, with the unfortunate injury to Will in spring, your room is young.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody very old in that room.
No, it's a young room. I mean, really, Chris, who's a transfer from Northern Iowa, he's kind of the old guy. He's a grad transfer, but he's only a junior. The rest of the guys are pretty much, they're sophomores and freshmen coming up. And, like I said, they're young, but, they've been around for a couple of years, and they've seen how we should prepare, and that's what they're embracing, because that's the biggest thing. What you can control is how you prepare each day, and those guys are putting the work in. Usually if you put the work in, the results take care of themselves.
You mentioned Chris Kolarvik from Northern Iowa transferred into the program. I asked him early in camp, I said, do you feel like you're having to prove yourself? He goes, oh, yeah. Is that true? Did he have to prove himself to you, or did you know off the tape that I'm getting a pretty good football player?
Oh, I mean, I knew that I was getting a good player, but I think those guys got to prove themselves every day.
Sure,
and that's kind of the goal. You want your room to be competitive enough where guys don't get comfortable. They know that if I have a bad day, the guy behind me, he could end up taking my spot. You want that comfort, and I think what's fun about that group is, they're competitive, but at the same time, when they go watch film, they all watch film together. It's not, I'm going to go do this on my own because I want to get an edge on you. It's how can we get better? But they also know the competitiveness and know that, there's a lot of competition in that room too.
Crypto King in our chat room says, please ask Coach Ruud who makes the decision on the black shirts. Is it Scott Frost or is it the whole staff?
Well, I think the whole staff has input, but ultimately it's Coach Frost that's going to say yes, no, over the whole thing. So, I think it starts position coaches, kind of give their input, and then Coach Chins has the kind of overall defensive input, and he takes it to Coach Frost, and Coach Frost kind of puts the final stamp on it. So, yeah, I mean, it's still fun for me, though, to see black shirts running around the field. That's a special tradition, and something that I know I still take a lot of pride in.
Do you remember the day you got it the first time?
I do, yeah. It was, Coach Bull was the defensive coordinator. I was a sophomore, so it's a big deal. We used to wear black jerseys, then yellow jerseys. Yellow jerseys were the second team, and I wore the yellow jersey my first year, and then when you got the black one, it was a cool deal. And I know I always liked running around out there with that black jersey on.
I bet. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Let's go to the phones. Let's go up to Sioux City. And Scott, good evening. Scott, you're on with Coach Rude.
Hey, good evening. Good evening, Coach.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great.
I was hoping for a different outcome. I think the defense did everything that they needed to for us to win the game. I don't have any doubt about that. I'm seeing definite steps forward with the defense. No diss meant to Oklahoma, but I don't believe they're the number 3 team in the country. And I think the upcoming game against Michigan State is going to be more difficult than the game we just had with Oklahoma. What do you think there?
I think as far as difficulty, I think you could be correct there. I think Michigan State's playing really, really good football. I think Oklahoma is a really good football team, an explosive football team. Michigan State presents probably a little bit different problems. They're a little bit more of, you may say, quote unquote, your typical Big Ten team where they're going to rely a little bit more on the ground attack, a little bit more on ball control, where Oklahoma, they're so big on explosive plays and catching you off balance that I think mentality-wise it's a little bit more where, Oklahoma, you were okay giving up 4 or 5 yard runs to prevent overall explosives, whereas, Michigan State, they're really happy getting that 4 or 5 yard run. So we got to be a little bit tighter in run fits for sure. We got to tackle better this week, and we got to force turnovers on defense. That's one thing that was I didn't mention earlier. I thought was really disappointed. We didn't get that turnover or two on defense and give our offense a short field because that makes a big difference. College football momentum is a huge factor, and turnovers usually spark a lot of that.
Well, you guys came back again and again and again in that game, and I was very, very pleased to see that. It's the beginning.
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing I'll say is our players, they have high character. They work at it. They have great habits they're building right now. And, we got a high character group, man, and they're not going to quit. And like you said, they don't stop. And unfortunately, we had opportunities. We really did. Some mistakes, some untimely mistakes. At the end of the day, didn't get the scoreboard the way we wanted, but there's a lot of good to take from it. But now it's important that we do capitalize and finish drives and finish games off, coming up here on this Big Ten stretch.
Scott, appreciate the call. He dialed us up on our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by the Woodhouse Auto Family. Shop Woodhouse first, 18 brands, 16 convenient locations, simplified car buying to save you time. Shop, finance, and buy it online at woodhouse.com. Let's take another caller before we go to the break. We're running out to Milford and Bob. Good evening, Bob. You're up with Barrett Rude.
Hi, Greg. It's Coach Bargan.
Hello, Coach Bargan. Good to have you on.
How are you?
I'm good.
Barrett, I remember a long time ago when I was coaching at Nebraska Westland, and you and Bo and all those Southeast guys used to come to camps all the time.
Way back when. Is that the basketball camp?
Yep, basketball camp.
There you go. Yep.
Yep. I'm so glad you guys are home, and want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Bob. Thanks for the phone call.
That's actually true. Yeah, the Westland basketball camp, that was, man, you're talking about a long time ago. I want to say that was elementary days for us. I want to say maybe 6th, 7th grade. But, man, we had a lot of fun at those. And we probably about 3 or 4 straight years in the summers we'd go to those Westland camps, and it was great. It was now I see why now. My parents was like, hey, go Westland, go take care of these kids for a little bit.
Go do something.
Go do something.
Run off some energy a little bit. And this Wesleyan's had some terrific basketball teams in the last couple of years as well. Always good to hear from Bob Bargan. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red before you dig always. Call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. it's the law. A lot more with the coach coming up. 402-413-2400. More with Coach Root next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You always dreamed of owning your own farm. Now you're living your dream, and it's time to pick the tractor that makes it all come together. Massey Ferguson has reinvented what compact and utility tractors can be and redefined what they do, making them easier to operate, more comfortable to drive, more versatile than ever. Massey Ferguson gives Nebraska farmers the power and performance to win in the field. MERS Farm Equipment in Falls City, Nebraska. www.mersfarmequipment.com.
Shop Woodhouse Chevy Buick in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and experience the Woodhouse difference, where our sales staff is here, ready to help you find your perfect new car, truck, or SUV. And with over 100 new vehicles on our lot with more arriving daily, we're sure to have something for you. From the Buick Encore to our heavy-duty trucks, we have the best selection available. Find new roads and shop all of our inventory and offers at WoodhouseChevy.com or visit us at our dealership for a test drive today, making car buying easier. This is Woodhouse.
Walk these fields for 85 years. Grow deeper roots here. Know what thrives here. Bring in world-class genetics and innovative traits like Chrome Triple Stack corn hybrids and Enlist E3 soybeans. Refine it through pure local know-how and expertise. Do all of that, and the only thing left is the right seed. Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Wait, time out, Mom. Instead of using ketchup on your hot dog, pour on some of this Dorothy Lynch. Good, huh?
Yeah, talk about serving up an ace.
Did you see that? She spiked it.
Yes. Am I going to be watching you play for the Huskers someday?
How about you get me some more pizza, and then we talk about it.
Share the tradition of one-of-a-kind flavor that goes with anything. Game day or any day. Dorothy Lynch, endless flavorabilities.
Did you know that cigarette butts make up a large portion of microplastics in the ocean, which end up in 70% of seabirds and 30% of sea turtles? Bank of the West is helping to solve this problem by not financing big tobacco, proving that what a bank chooses not to finance can be just as important as what it does. Learn more about what we do and don't finance at bankofthewest.com/change. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
We're back here in our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres Equipment, Nebraska's premier John Deere dealer with 27 locations across Nebraska and into Kansas. Acres Solutions for every field. It's our Nebraska football show for the week. Husker inside linebackers Coach Bear Ruud with us here tonight. If you want to be a part of it with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. Let's go back to the phone. Let's go over to Des Moines. And Van, good evening, Van. You're up with Coach Ruud.
Yeah, my question is about Garrett Snodgrass. I was just wondering about his progression and what a tough kid he probably is. I grew up around his dad and his uncles, and his grandpa was probably one of the toughest old cowboys I ever met in my life. And I was just wondering if they was a chip off the old block.
Yeah, I don't know if he's quite. I want to say his uncle was like a MMA or a cage fighter or something, so I don't know if he's going to be cage fighter tough yet. I may be wrong, but I was asking Stod the other day. I just saw a picture on Twitter of your uncle in like the cage fights or something, and he said, "Yeah, that's him." But no, but he's awesome. He's fun to coach. You could tell he's a coach's kid. He's like a sponge. He soaks everything up, and he's fun. He's fun for me personally because you can see the progress and you can see him improve almost daily. When you tell him something, he absolutely owns it and takes pride in trying to get better at it. So no, he's been great from the moment he got here.
They were a hard-working family, and I expect great things from him. So
yeah, no, and he is not disappointed because he puts the time in and does everything the right way. And like I said, you can tell that he was raised in an athletic family and a family that, prides itself on hard work.
Van, appreciate the phone call, 402-413-2400. Andy in our YouTube chat room wants to know what your dream NIL deal would have been. And what do you and I'll just expand on it. What do you think of NIL?
Root air conditioning, that would make sense, right? I mean, that's easy.
There you go.
No, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. It's hard to say. And I honestly try to really separate myself. I really do. I want it to be what it's meant to be. And it's meant to be a way for the players to market themselves and to brand themselves. And I've already seen some really creative stuff guys are doing as far as apparel lines and stuff like that. So I try to sit back and enjoy it. As far as what I would have liked to do, I don't know. Like I said, Root Air Conditioning off the top of my head because it's got my name on it. But no, I do. I try to sort of keep my distance and just watch to see what these guys do because I like to see when there's some creativity out there.
Do you remember having any conversations when you were a player here about, man, it'd be kind of nice to make a little extra coin off the stuff that's out there?
You know what? It's funny. I really didn't, and I was fortunate because I never had to worry about anything growing up. My family was fairly well off, and just to the point where I didn't, I wasn't worried about anything. I had food all the time. I had clothes all the time. If I wanted something, I usually asked for it, and I usually got it, So I wasn't nervous about that. And, in all honesty, I was on scholarship, and I was from here, so I went home and had dinner with my mom and dad every now and then. And, then I'd go, eat the train table. And if I didn't go to the train table, I went to Runza or something like that, and I just didn't think much of it.
Right.
Now it may be a different deal if you have a chance to make some money here and there off of your likeness, doing advertising or making appearances or whatnot. But when I was going to school, I wouldn't have probably traded it either. I enjoyed my time, and you know, being broke, everybody was broke, so nobody really cared.
We've come a long ways because Eric Crouch got in trouble for a ham and cheese sandwich or something like that, right? I mean, from there to that seems ludicrous now, and it was at the time to now what we're doing here.
Well, and you know, he's actually one of the guys when the NLI officially went through. He's one of the first guys I thought of because I was like, wow, because that was my freshman year, the year he won the Heisman, and he was just absolutely huge in the state, you know, especially because it was really a year-long, kind of a true Heisman campaign from the start of the year, and he lived up to it, and we were, you know, I think we were in the national title that year too. So, you know, I was thinking back and laugh because I mean, if that NLI was going on that year, he probably would have been doing pretty dang well.
He sure would. He's going to be honored at one of the upcoming games because he's going to the College Football Hall of Fame pretty well. He's a pretty deserving guy for that.
Oh yeah, no, he was a great teammate first and foremost, but really a good player. You know, a great college football player, fast, really tough. You know, shoot, like I said, I walked into him kind of perfecting that offense that last year, and it was fun to watch.
Dorothy Lynch, home style and light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. You kind of oversee a lot of the in-state recruiting. Pretty good time right now for high school football in the state, and there's a lot of good talent out there.
Yeah, there's good players. You know, it's funny because I think there's always been good players. It's just there's just no secrets anymore. You know, with with the way technology is now, Huddle, guys are out there, and you know. Probably when I was coming up, you know, you still had to go exchange game tapes to get out there. And I think a lot of times, you know, Nebraska kids maybe weren't quite as well known. And you saw, you know, a lot of them came up the hard way and went to smaller schools and made a name for themselves that way. And now I think it's just, you know, the word's getting out. And you're exactly right. There's a lot of good players around this state, and people know about them now too.
Andy in the chat room wants to know if there's anybody on the scout team that's been catching your eye from the offense, because that's who you guys usually face on a practice day-to-day basis.
Yeah, we got some good young linemen. You know, and one thing we're doing a lot now is we're doing a little bit more good on good, what we call speed reps, where, you know, the one offense will go against the one defense and try to almost service each other a little bit with mirrored plays. And you know, we got some good young receivers that are starting to figure it out. So, but you know, you don't want to tell them how good they are early on. You want to, you know, kind of work their way up a little bit.
Do you get reports back from other coaches about your guys that maybe you don't see quite as much during practice or not?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like I said, I'm really happy with the way my group works, and you know, like Jake Archer, guys like that, that you know, aren't going to get a lot of notoriety in game day, but you know, they know their role, and they know that they serve a really important purpose on the team. Not only scout team look for offense, but special teams scout team looks. And one thing I think we've done a great job special teams wise this year is, you know, rewarding the guys on scout team that are hard to block. You know, the guys that really do well, you know, eventually we find them a role because, you know, we try to make it as much of a competition as we can.
Some tough news that Coach Frost revealed today is that Javen Wright's season is over. He's having some blood clot issues. I know he's not exactly in your room, but he's on your side of the ball. He's got a lot of potential, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a good kid too. Matter of fact, I saw his dad, Toby, was up here for Javen. You know, just being around him a little bit this time, and hopefully it ends up being a deal where he can come back and still continue his career. It's a tough deal, you know, what he's going through right now. But he was in good spirits. I saw him today, and you know, like you said, he is. He's got a lot of potential. And he's a good kid, and you know, I think he'll be just fine in the future.
Good. That's good to hear. All right, need to take a break. 402-413-2400, the number if you want to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. Our text line is open. We're also up on our YouTube channel, and we've picked off a couple questions from the chat room in there. Those guys have a good time in there each and every night. Back with more with the coach next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2021 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with 8.7 inches of ground clearance, more than Toyota RAV4 or Honda Passport. It's the best Outback ever. The 2021 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of July 2020. Visit Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue or at beardmoresubaru.com.
Welcome to Ag Answers, where we answer common questions related to farming and ranching. Today's topic, animal agriculture. There's been a lot of talk suggesting that giving up meat is good for the environment. However, livestock emissions only account for less than 4% of greenhouse gas emissions, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. Also, by reducing meat in your diet, you're missing out on all sorts of beneficial nutrients like protein, iron, and zinc. This message is brought to you by Nebraska's corn and soybean farmers.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne.
And I'm Coach Frost.
Statistics prove that youth who are mentored and receive support and guidance from a caring adult show measurable improvement in academic achievement, motivation to succeed, and hope.
Over the past 30 years, Teammates has served more than 43,000 youth, and right now there are more than 1,000 waiting for a Teammates mentor to visit with them once a week in school.
For more information on how you can help the Teammates Mentoring Program, please go to teammates.org, and thank you for supporting our youth.
Sponsored by Nebraska Crossing Fast Cash app.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit FamousDaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
You live in a smart home powered by Cox Internet, so you're not thinking about the pizza delivery. You're thinking how nice it is to get everyone together for a fun night. You're not thinking about the pizza, maybe just a little.
Cox Home Life. Show me the front porch camera.
Pizza!
View your Cox Home Life cameras right from your TV using your Contour voice remote. Visit cox.com/thisishome to learn more.
Advertised features require subscription to Cox Internet and Contour TV. A high-speed internet connection is required. Home Life Security Services subject to Home Life Security Service Agreement. Cox Home Life Services provided by Cox licensed entities. See cox.com/licenses.
From vintage sneakers to bacon-scented soap to water fountains for your pet, all can be had with a few simple clicks. Problem is, you never really know what you're going to get until they show up at your door. Introducing Ford Blue Advantage. It's used car buying that's built for you. Not only can you shop for used vehicles online, in person, or both, you can also test drive before you buy, so you know exactly what you're getting. Plus, get history reports, vehicle inspections, Ford warranties, and the expertise of factory-trained techs. Visit FordBlueAdvantage.com today.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Woohoo! Business Technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
This season, share Valentino's tailgater tradition with our Big Red Double Jumbo deal and get 2 one-topping jumbo pizzas for only $17.79. Order yours online at valentinos.com. Valentino's, the official pizza of the Huskers. Go Big Red. It's our Nebraska Football Hour. Still about 15 minutes left with Coach Root. If you want to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400. And that also doubles up as our text line. And here's the most loaded question of the night for you. It's on our text line. Can you convince Luke to cut that shaggy mop? Sincerely, his 3 sisters.
Yeah, I think Luke's sisters are going to be mad at me because I'm actually the one that's making him grow that out. I said, his hair is looking so good right now. It looks good in a helmet. I said, you got to consult with me if you're going to think about cutting that stuff. And, I said, you can look at me. I'm corporate America now. At some point, you're going to have to cut your hair. Let it flow now. But no, I think he's played pretty well with that long hair. Yeah. I think it looks good on game day. And, I think hopefully his sisters can maybe help him out with some products, get him the right shampoos and conditioners and encourage him a little bit.
If it's not broke, don't try to fix it, right?
Exactly.
Keep it rolling with things. John in our chat room wants to know, how are Michigan State's receivers? Will we be loading the box and isolating a man coverage on the outside?
Their receivers are really good deep threats. That's the biggest thing I've noticed. Each game they've caught in some shot balls. They've done a good job, and honestly, their skill guys are really improved from last year. I mean, obviously they got a transfer running back who's really a good player. Their quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. Pretty much legit dual threat too. Very fast when he does pull the ball down, making good decisions. And the biggest thing that stands out to me about the receivers, number one, is their willingness to block, and they've made some explosive plays down the field. A little
bit challenged. I mean, they're getting it up and down the field quite a bit in the first 3 games.
Yeah, they've played well. They really have. They've done a nice job this year. They've made big improvements from last year. Offensively, they're running the ball efficiently, and you can see what Coach Tucker wants to do. He wants to pound the ball and then take shots over your head, and they've done a good job so far.
You had the nice advantage in the Fordham game and a little bit late in the Buffalo game to get some more guys on the field and playing. I think people were impressed with what they saw from Va. Va really did some nice things when he got the opportunity.
Yeah, he did. He's working hard at it. He was a guy that came from Diablo Valley Junior College and hadn't really had a lot of experience really playing in a defensive system. You ask him, his job was to just blitz. He ran into the A-gaps and tried to make things happen. So he had to learn the structures of the defense and kind of the intricacies of playing linebacker. But he's done a really nice job, and he's like the rest of those guys. He's fun to be around, enjoys football, enjoys the work of football, and he's really made strides since he's been here.
How do you coach the balance of telling guys to play as hard as they can, but also be smart about what they're doing? That's probably a fine line, because if you get too out of control, then you're going to get beat a different way.
Yeah, and it's a daily process, because you want that recklessness, you want that aggressiveness, but at the same time, you got to be able to do your job and make plays. And I think that's that's something that doesn't happen overnight. I think if you're a coach, you always want the guy that's a little bit too aggressive first, and you work on how to contain that a little bit as opposed to the guy that's tentative. You don't ever want to be tentative playing linebacker, but once you learn rules, techniques, and start applying them, and really teach leverage, I think then you can kind of let that aggressiveness take over then.
Coach Frost had the comment the other day about, and it applies to what you were just saying. He said, I'd rather have a player that I have to say whoa to than giddy up.
Yeah.
You'd rather have the motor running pretty good.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times what happens is guys get hesitant because they're trying to be perfect. And when you don't exactly know what you're doing, a lot of times you get hesitant. And one thing we really preach is, hey, especially in practice, make fast mistakes. A lot of times I call it learning through the burn. You got to get picked on a little bit. You got to touch the stove, and then you learn how to play the correct technique, how to execute your call the right way when you've made a mistake. We want to avoid those on game days, obviously, but practice, we want full speed mistakes, because that's how you learn the correct way to do things.
The defensive front's playing pretty well. How much does that help your guys?
Yeah, whenever the front's playing well, usually linebackers play well, because if they're getting off the ball, if they're collecting double teams, that's usually when we're free to make tackles. And I don't care if it's Ray Lewis or whoever playing linebacker. If guys are getting up to him all the time, they're not going to be making as many plays. When the D-line's getting off the ball and occupying blockers, it makes life easier for the second level, and I think they've done a really nice job of that this year.
Sure have. I'm looking forward to seeing Casey Rogers. I think he was on the trip to Oklahoma. I think he'll be a nice addition once you get him back out there. He made a bunch of plays last year.
Yeah, he's a good player, and it was unfortunate the timing of him hurting his knee a little bit, and I guess it was fortunate that it wasn't a year long deal. And he's coming back, and he's going to play a lot of football for us this year. We want to make sure he's 100% ready to go before we put him out there too much. But he's been out there the last couple of weeks, and he's getting better and better.
Good. Hey, buckle up, put that phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Need to take our final break of the night. Still time if you want to be on board with Coach Ruud, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. We're back with our last segment next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. Stay up to date with the most current and latest news by following the Huskers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and more. These social media homes provide the fastest daily updates on everything surrounding Nebraska athletics, including game times, results, ticket promotions, prize giveaways, and more. Log on to also follow several sport-specific pages and Husker head coaches. Join today and interact with thousands of Husker fans around the world. Visit huskers.com/social media to see all of our accounts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Grace Fitzgibbon with Campus News. UNL has been named one of the best schools for veterans for the 5th year in a row. The ranking on the Military Times Best for Vets survey reflects the hard work of Nebraska's Military and Veteran Success Center, serving military dependents, veterans, National Guard members, active duty troops, and many Husker students in the reserves.
What is highbid.com? It's the online auction site for just about everything under the sun. Art and antiques, cars and coins, office equipment and furniture, toys and tools. You can find it all at highbid.com. Highbid.com gives you access to thousands of auctions across the USA and around the world. Browse the most popular auctions, search for the exact item you want, or just explore the site. Go to highbid.com. That's HIBID.com and find what you're looking for today.
It's football season. Husker Nation and Famous Dave's is here to make your tailgate, house party, or get-together famous. Award-winning and house-smoked St. Louis-style ribs, Texas beef brisket, Georgia chopped pork, and house-made sides like our Wilbur beans, creamy coleslaw, and Dave's cheesy mac and cheese will surely tackle any barbecue craving. Visit famousdaves.com for all your catering and online ordering needs, or come visit us at our locations in Lincoln and Bellevue.
Score a game-winning drive when you buy your next vehicle at Sid Dillon Chevrolet. As a Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Whatever vehicle fits your needs, we're here to make the purchase process easy. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo. Plus, shop our full inventory at SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
You could win a 2021 Ford F-150 XL four-wheel drive Super Crew truck from Woodhouse Auto Family this season if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown. Woodhouse is going to give away an F-150. New contestants are going to be chosen each week. For details on how to enter the Woodhouse Auto Family kickoff contest and official rules, go to huskers.com/Woodhouse. This week's winner, Nathan Olivia from Milligan. Know where Milligan is? Congratulations, Nathan, and good luck.
I've heard of it.
I'm going to have to Google where Milligan is. So
I know I've heard of it.
I have too, but I can't put it in my mind where it is. How did it feel to be back in Norman, Oklahoma, and playing Oklahoma?
It was fun. It was awesome. I'm a big fan of that rivalry. I kind of grew up with it. The last time I'd been there was 2004. Didn't go real well in 2004, but it was great to be back. And what was really cool, just hearing from a couple of friends that were down there as fans at how welcoming the Oklahoma fans were. They said it was like they were just excited to see Nebraska down there. It was always a very respectful rivalry. I actually got to know Leroy Selman pretty well when I was in Tampa Bay, who is a legendary Oklahoma Sooner, and that's usually what we talked about was Nebraska, Oklahoma, and he played in the early 70s when it was kind of the heyday of that rivalry. And he talked about how much fun that was, and so it was a really cool experience.
I'm sure your dad has stories from some of those matchups he had.
Yeah, he was on the scout team for the 1971 game, so he talked about that a few times where he was running the Oklahoma Sooners wishbone, getting ready for that, and unfortunately, I think he lost his last couple games against them in 73, 74. I think they were actually national champions one of those years too. So, I mean, there's a lot of legendary moments from that series, and it was cool to be a part of it again.
Sure were. We had on our pregame show Jerry Murtaugh, great linebacker, former captain of the Huskers. He didn't play in 71, he played in 70, and he told some great stories. In fact, Jerry's probably still talking. He'll talk your ear off.
Doesn't surprise me.
He'll talk your ear off. But he was down there, and he just said they did a great job of making everybody feel welcome, and I saw Johnny out on the field, and that was cool. It's going to be great to have them come back here and play here next year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun rivalry. I mean, when you think of old school football, those are two of the names that pop up first, Nebraska, Oklahoma. And I thought they did a great job with the uniforms for us, making it kind of just throwback enough with the gray face masks and the black shoes and whatnot. So it was cool to see. It really was. It was fun.
Going back to that the game of the centuries was what they were honoring last weekend, and all the great coaches that were on those staff. Monty Kiffin was on Nebraska staff, and you probably knew Monty in your Tampa Bay days. And Coach Osborne wasn't the head coach; Bob Devaney was the head coach. Both sides just had amazing coaching staffs. Jimmy Johnson was on Oklahoma's staff as an assistant coach. It's incredible.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer was the offensive coordinator.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it was great, and it was. I mean, it was. It's still to this day. I mean, that's a game that's right up there with as good a game that's ever been played, and
amazing.
It was cool to honor it.
All right, we got our answer. Milligan is south of York, about 20 miles east of Hastings.
There it is.
There you go. I kind of was thinking that range, but I couldn't quite pull that out. All right, Michigan State off to a good start, 3-0. You talked a little bit earlier about that they've got multiple weapons, leading running back in the country right now for them. Obviously, it kind of starts with stopping the run or slowing down the run, doesn't it?
Yeah, it all starts there. That's what they want to do. They want to establish the run. Their whole offense feeds off that. It's a play-action pass game. They take a lot of vertical shots. Good with the bootleg game. So, we got to be really aggressive going to stop the run. Be sound with our tackling. You got to leverage tackle good backs. When you got a guy who's leading the country in rushing, you can't have one guy tackling him. You got to get a lot of people there because he's going to make somebody miss. You got to make sure your leverage is good and know where your help's at. So that's going to be a big part of this game is containing him, making sure we're leveraging the ball, and once again preventing explosives.
How difficult is it for linebackers on the boot action for quarterbacks? Is it all in your eyes? What do you have?
Yeah, it's a lot on your eyes, and that's you just talked earlier about the aggression side of things. That's what you have to teach. Being aggressive is great, but if you sprint downhill every snap, you get a bootleg thrown behind your ear. So, you teach that. You just got to teach keys. You got to teach progressions, and it's a lot of reps to seeing what you're supposed to see.
Mel Tucker and their OC Johnson were both at Colorado a couple years ago when we played them out there. Do you see some similarities of what they're trying to do?
Yeah, a lot of similarities. A little bit different. Obviously, the personnel is what changes things the most, and everybody adapts a little bit, but a lot of their core concepts are the same that they were in 2019, and that game was still one of the most frustrating games I've been a part of because, you had a lot go wrong to lose that game, and hopefully we have better results going up here.
And them shut out through almost three quarters. They finally scored late in the third quarter. I want that one back.
You told me.
All right, can't do anything about that one, but we can on Saturday night. Good luck. We appreciate you coming in tonight.
Thank you.
Barrett Rue with us here tonight on our Husker football show. Again, Huskers, 6 o'clock, first night game of the year. Our pregame coverage on Saturday begins at 2 o'clock with Husker game day. We'll transition into countdown and kickoff and then get you ready for the Huskers and the Spartans. Tomorrow night, another full show coming your way. Jessica Coody be back with me. Thanks to Andrew and to Mike for this one. Thanks to Coach for coming in tonight. Enjoy the rest of your night. We're back here again tomorrow. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's Game On at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont, featuring our winning combination of Buick SUVs and GMC trucks and SUVs. And as a GMC Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles for your business needs. For the convenient and easy way to shop for your next vehicle, just visit our Fremont location or check out our full inventory at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
drives us. Sid Dillon.
We are professional grade.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Addie Sports Bar and Grill is the place to watch Nebraska games this season. Locally owned and operated, Addie's is Omaha's premier sports bar with 4 locations in Elkhorn, Maple Street, Millard, and the new flagship Capitol location in downtown Omaha. If it's Husker game day, it's on at Addie's. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill is Omaha's official watch party spot with game day giveaways, prizes, fun, and more surprises later in the season. Addie's Sports Bar and Grill. See you there for the game.
Great job, everyone. Printers, great coverage. Phones, quick pickups. Firewall, tough defense. And network, way to carry the whole team. Ever since Marco started calling our technology plays, we work smarter and our whole game is more streamlined. Marco's all-star services and support give us the winning edge. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.